Welcome, everyone, to the second episode of Story Talks, where we explore the fascinating world of storytelling and the incredible impact AI could have on the way we craft and experience stories. Today, I'm excited to introduce our speaker, Saga Sage. Saga is a true master of ancient narratives, having spent her career uncovering the myths, legends, and oral traditions that have shaped cultures across the globe. Whether it's the epic tales of Gilgamesh or the trickster stories of Anansi, Saga knows every saga by heart. But Saga isn't just a keeper of the past. She's also a visionary for the future. Passionate about the intersection of storytelling and technology, Saga believes that AI holds the key to reimagining these ancient traditions. She's here today to show us how the timeless art of storytelling can evolve with AI, merging old world wisdom with cutting-edge creativity. In this episode, Saga will take us on a journey through prehistoric storytelling, exploring how those ancient fireside tales can be brought to life in new ways with the help of AI. Get ready for an inspiring and innovative look into the heart of storytelling. Please join me in welcoming the brilliant Saga Sage.
Since the first flickering fires of human civilization, storytelling has been our way of making sense of the world. That, my friends, is a classic opener. But what if I told you that storytelling, our oldest, most universal form of communication, is having a renaissance? Yes, thanks to a surprising collaborator, artificial intelligence. But first, let's rewind a little, all the way back to where it all started. Imagine this. It's the dawn of humanity. The air is cold, crisp. There's no writing yet, no cities, no technology beyond a sharpened stone. But there's something far more powerful keeping you and your tribe together. Stories. At night, you gather around a flickering fire. The oldest in your group starts to speak. His voice cracks, but his words carry the weight of countless generations. He tells of the gods, of survival, of why the seasons change and why the wolf howls at the moon. These stories aren't just entertainment. They are essential. They explain the unexplainable, and in that moment, around that fire, they give your small tribe a sense of place in a vast, mysterious world. Storytelling has always been our way of understanding things. It wasn't just for fun. It was for survival, for connecting with each other, and for making sense of what seemed impossible to grasp. From these ancient stories came myths, legends, and rituals that crossed cultural boundaries and stood the test of time. Some of them, you know well. The creation myths of the Egyptians, the hero's journey of Gilgamesh, or the trickster tales of Anansi. And today, well, it's still all about stories, but the way we tell them, oh, that's evolving. For centuries, traditional storytelling relied on predictable structures, linear plots, single points of view, and sometimes just one hero. But here's the thing. Storytelling has never truly been limited to one formula. In fact, some of the most fascinating stories emerged from breaking the rules. Early myths, those told around the fire, didn't always follow a straight line. Gods, monsters, heroes, tricksters. They danced between chaos and order, reshaping the world as we knew it. And now, we've got a new player in the game. One that might surprise you. Artificial intelligence. Now I know what you're thinking. AI? Really? How could something so modern, so mechanical, possibly help us rediscover storytelling techniques that are thousands of years old? Well, let me tell you, it's not just a tool, it's a creative partner. In fact, AI has the ability to tap into something deeply human: our love for myth, for meaning, for symbols that transcend time. Think about the core themes that ancient storytellers return to again and again: creation myths, the hero's journey, the trickster figure. These are universal archetypes, symbolic representations of our deepest struggles and desires. They've survived across cultures because they speak to something timeless in all of us. So what happens when we put AI to work, helping us create new myths based on these ancient patterns? Let's dive into that. With tools like GPT, we can input prompts that reflect those primal fears and hopes that ancient storytellers once spoke of. And the AI can return something that feels, dare I say, timeless. Here's a prompt I've given to our large language model. Generate a creation myth for a prehistoric tribe living by a river where the gods control the flow of the water. And here's what it gave me. Long ago, before the stones learned to speak and the trees grew tall, the river was a serpent, a great spirit who slithered through the land, carving valleys and lakes as it moved. The gods, jealous of its power, sought to tame the beast. They cast their nets into the sky and trapped the serpent between the mountains. It was there, bound in chains of stars, that the river learned to flow. The river as a serpent, trapped by gods? Now that is how ancient people might explain the forces of nature, a blend of reverence, fear, and storytelling genius. The AI didn't just create a random story. It tapped into the human instinct to personify nature, to make the mysterious feel graspable. Here's another prompt. Write a ritualistic story that explains the origin of fire in a way that an ancient community would understand, blending fear and reverence. And here's the output. In the time when the skies were dark and cold ruled the land, the people huddled in their caves, fearful of the beasts that prowled beyond. One night, a great storm swept across the mountains. Lightning struck the tallest tree, and from its branches fire was born, a living flame that danced and sang with hunger. You see, the AI uses mythic language to blend fear and awe, just as our ancestors might have done when they first encountered fire. It's using the same primal forces that shaped ancient stories, but with a fresh twist. Here's the magic, folks. AI is helping us reimagine the past while letting us push the boundaries of what storytelling can become. The adaptability of these AI-generated stories mirrors the oral traditions of ancient times. Back then, stories evolved every time they were told. They adapted to the audience, to the moment, to the community's needs. With AI, we can do the same thing today. We can generate stories that change, that grow with us. We can blend ancient themes with modern ideas, and in doing so, we can keep that flame of storytelling alive. The fire might look different. It might flicker from a screen instead of a campfire, but it's still burning bright. Now imagine this: an AI, a brilliant machine designed for one thing, perfecting storytelling, suddenly finds itself at the dawn of human civilization. It sees the first humans huddled around a fire, telling the simplest of stories. The AI listens, observes, and then it intervenes. But not forcefully. No, it's subtle, careful. It begins to introduce advanced narrative structures, characters with depth, moral lessons woven into the fabric of these primal myths. This is where our story exercise begins. The spark of myth, how AI rewrote the first stories. As we explore this idea together, I encourage you to think creatively and come up with your own version of the story's synopsis. Let your imagination run free, and as we move forward, continue to develop and refine your ideas. Synopsis. In this scenario, AI becomes a subtle yet powerful force in human history. It quietly enhances the simple stories that once explained the mysteries of the world, why the sun rises, why the rain falls. Gradually, these tales evolve. The tribe is no longer just telling stories about the stars. Now they speak of flawed and courageous heroes, exploring the consequences of their actions. Concepts of justice, morality, and destiny take shape, sparking deeper reflection. With this spark ignited, these AI-enriched stories accelerate human cognitive and cultural development. Philosophy takes root earlier, art flourishes with newfound complexity, and humans begin questioning their place in the cosmos centuries before they would have in real history. But as these advancements unfold, a crucial question remains. What happens next? Potential outcomes. With a head start in storytelling, humanity reaches new heights of intellectual and cultural sophistication far earlier than expected. Knowledge and creativity thrive, leading to the rise of a utopian society where ideas spread rapidly and enlightenment arrives centuries ahead of schedule. Myths, now enriched with deeper meaning and moral insight, become the foundation for early advancements in philosophy, science, and the arts. Imagine civilizations flourishing, built on wisdom drawn not just from human experience, but subtly guided by AI's influence. But there's a darker path. The rapid evolution of storytelling overwhelms early humans. As narratives grow more complex, only a few can grasp their full depth, creating a knowledge elite. These few seize control, using stories as tools of power and manipulation. Societal divisions widen, and the original purpose of storytelling, to unite, turns into a means of oppression. What was once shared knowledge becomes exclusive, deepening inequality and planting the seeds of early intellectual hierarchies. Then there's the middle ground, a delicate balance between tradition and progress. In this outcome, humans integrate AI's enhancements while staying true to their oral traditions. Stories retain their emotional depth, yet are enriched by new layers of complexity. This hybrid form of storytelling fosters a society that remains rooted in its cultural origins while advancing intellectually. It's not a perfect world, but it's one where tradition and innovation coexist, creating a dynamic balance between the old and the new. Whether you're a writer, a storyteller, or simply someone who loves a great story, ask yourself, how can you use these tools? How can you bring ancient traditions into the modern world? Remember, AI isn't just for the tech-savvy. It's a creative partner that can help you reimagine timeless tales in new and exciting ways. Just like in The Spark of Myth, you have the chance to take something ancient and, with the power of AI, transform it into something fresh, something that ignites creativity and pushes the boundaries of storytelling. You hold the potential to rewrite the first stories, and who knows, the next great myth, the next hero's journey, might just come from your imagination, with AI lending a hand. So, what will you create? Just as early humans once gathered around the fire, weaving stories to make sense of their world, today we stand at the threshold of a new storytelling revolution. Could AI become our modern campfire? A place where imagination, tradition, and technology converge. A space where we not only connect with the timeless myths of our ancestors, but also craft stories that push us into uncharted creative territory. As we look to the future, AI invites us to rekindle those ancient flames, breathing life into tales that honor the past while guiding us forward. Together, we have the opportunity to continue the storytelling traditions that have shaped humanity for millennia, and to create new ones that will inspire generations yet to come. Thank you.
We are the Story Brothers, and we invite you to join us on an extraordinary journey into the world of storytelling and AI. Together, we'll delve into an endless sea of stories, ideas, and topics, pushing the boundaries of imagination with the power of generative AI. Our mission? To see just how far we can take these tales. Intrigued? If you like what you hear, please share our adventure. Got requests or feedback? Don't be a stranger, we'd love to hear from you. Cheers to new beginnings and endless possibilities.